My friends, I want to share with you a story that changed my life forever. When I was 25 years old, I met a man who asked me a simple question. Jim, how much money have you saved in the last 6 years? I had to shamefully admit, not very much, sir. He looked at me with kind eyes and said, Jim, if you continue to do what you've always done, you'll continue to get what you've always gotten. But if you'll do for the next 6 years what most people won't do, you'll be able to do for the rest of your life what most people can't do. That conversation was the beginning of my transformation from a struggling young man to someone who discovered the secret that separates the successful from the unsuccessful, the wealthy from the broke, the happy from the miserable. And that secret, my friends, is brutally simple. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Here's what I've learned after decades of studying success and failure. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not talent, not luck, not circumstances. It's your willingness to do what is hard when others choose what is easy. The person who learns to embrace difficulty, to dance with discomfort, to make friends with the challenging path, that person becomes unstoppable. Today, I'm going to show you why doing what is hard is not just a path to success. It's the only path to becoming the person you're truly capable of becoming. Let me tell you about the most fundamental law in the universe, the law of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow, more than you sow, and later than you sow. This law is as reliable as gravity, as predictable as the sunrise, and as unforgiving as mathematics. Here's what most people don't understand. The easy choices you make today create the hard life you'll live tomorrow. The hard choices you make today create the easy life you'll live tomorrow. The person who chooses the easy path of sleeping and will face the hard path of mediocrity. The person who chooses the hard path of early rising will face the easy path of productivity and opportunity. I learned this lesson the hard way. For years, I chose the easy path. It was easy to stay in bed. It was easy to avoid difficult conversations. It was easy to spend rather than save. It was easy to consume rather than create. And you know what all those easy choices gave me? A hard life. A life of struggle, limitation, and regret. But then I discovered something revolutionary. You can choose your hard. You can choose the hard of discipline or the hard of regret. You can choose the hard of learning or the hard of ignorance. You can choose the hard of building or the hard of wanting. The hard is coming either way. The question is, which hard will you choose? The wealthy person chose the hard of delayed gratification. The poor person chose the hard of always being broke. The healthy person chose the hard of daily exercise. The unhealthy person chose the hard of disease and limitation. The educated person chose the hard of study. The ignorant person chose the hard of always being behind. Here's one of the most powerful concepts I can share with you. Small disciplines repeated with consistency create extraordinary results. But here's the part most people miss. These small disciplines are almost always hard to do. It's hard to read 30 minutes every day when you could watch television. It's hard to exercise when you could stay comfortable. It's hard to save money when you could spend it. It's hard to practice when you could play. But these small, hard disciplines compound over time into unstoppable momentum. I call this the slight edge principle. The difference between success and failure is not dramatic, it's slight. The successful person reads a little more, exercises a little more, saves a little more, learns a little more. These slight differences in daily discipline create massive differences in life results. Let me paint you a picture. Two people start their careers at the same company on the same day. One person chooses to read in their field for 30 minutes each day. That's hard. The other chooses to watch television. That's easy. After 1 year, the difference is slight. After 5 years, the difference is noticeable. After 10 years, the difference is dramatic. After 20 years, one person is running the company while the other is still complaining about their circumstances. The person who became unstoppable didn't do anything spectacular. They simply chose to do what was hard when it was hard to do it. They chose to plant seeds when others were avoiding the work of planting. They chose to water their garden when others were waiting for rain. Personal development is not about perfection. It's about progression. It's not about never falling down. It's about getting up one more time than you fall down. And the path of personal development is inherently difficult because it requires you to become someone you've never been before. Here's what I've observed. Most people spend more time planning their vacation than planning their life. They spend more energy choosing their outfit than choosing their attitude. They spend more money on their car than on their personal development. This is backwards thinking that creates backwards results. The person who becomes unstoppable makes personal development their religion. They read books when others read newspapers. They attend seminars when others attend parties. They invest in themselves when others invest in entertainment. They ask better questions when others make excuses. Personal development is hard because it requires you to confront your limitations, face your fears, and challenge your assumptions. It's much easier to blame circumstances, complain about conditions, and criticize others. But easy roads lead to hard destinations, and hard roads lead to easy destinations. I've learned that you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. The moment you decide to do what is hard, you begin the journey toward becoming unstoppable. Not because the path gets easier, but because you get stronger. Everything in life has a price. Success has a price. Failure has a price. The question is not whether you'll pay a price. The question is which price you'll pay. The price of success is paid in advance. It's paid in discipline, in study, in practice, in delayed gratification. The price of failure is paid later. It's paid in regret, in limitation, in missed opportunities, in what could have been. Most people think the price of success is too high. They look at the successful person and see the sacrifice, the discipline, the hard work. But they don't see the payoff, the freedom, the options, the peace of mind that comes from knowing you gave your best effort. I've discovered that the price of success is actually less than the price of failure. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. The hard work of building a business is less than the hard work of being broke. The difficulty of maintaining your health is less than the difficulty of being sick. The person who becomes unstoppable understands this fundamental truth. You're going to pay a price either way. You can pay the price of discipline that leads to success, or you can pay the price of neglect that leads to failure. But you will pay. Through my years of study and observation, I've identified 4 foundations that unstoppable people build their lives upon. Each foundation is hard to build, but together they create an unshakable base for extraordinary achievement. Foundation 1, philosophy. Your philosophy determines your actions determine your results, and your results determine your lifestyle. Most people have a poor philosophy about life, work, and success. They think success is about luck, timing, or connections. The unstoppable person develops a philosophy based on personal responsibility, continuous learning, and value creation. Developing a sound philosophy is hard because it requires you to think, to question, to challenge popular beliefs. Foundation 2, attitude. Your attitude is your mental position. It's how you choose to see the world, yourself, and your circumstances. The unstoppable person maintains a positive attitude, not because everything is perfect, but because they understand that attitude is a choice. Maintaining a positive attitude is hard because the world constantly bombards you with negativity, criticism, and reasons to complain. Foundation 3, activity. Knowledge without action is worthless. The unstoppable person doesn't just learn, they apply. They don't just plan, they execute. They don't just dream, they do. Consistent, focused activity is hard because it requires discipline, persistence, and the courage to act despite uncertainty. Foundation 4, results. The unstoppable person measures everything. They track their progress, analyze their performance, and adjust their approach based on results. They understand that good intentions without good results are worthless. Focusing on results is hard because it requires honesty, accountability, and the willingness to admit when something isn't working. Life operates in seasons, just like nature. There's a time to plant, a time to cultivate, a time to harvest, and a time to rest. The unstoppable person understands these seasons and acts accordingly. During the planting season, you must sow seeds. This is hard because you're working without seeing immediate results. You're investing time, energy, and resources without knowing exactly what will grow. But the person who refuses to plant because they can't see immediate results will never harvest. During the cultivation season, you must nurture what you've planted. This is hard because it requires consistent care, attention, and protection. You must water your garden, pull the weeds, and protect your crop from pests. This daily maintenance is not glamorous, but it's essential. During the harvest season, you must gather the fruits of your labor. This is hard because it requires long hours, intense effort, and the wisdom to know when something is ready. You must act quickly because opportunities don't wait forever. During the rest season, you must prepare for the next cycle. This is hard because it requires patience, reflection, and the discipline to prepare when you'd rather celebrate. Most people try to harvest where they haven't planted. They want the rewards of the harvest season without the work of the planting season. They want the easy life without the hard choices. But nature doesn't work that way, and neither does success. My friends, I want to leave you with this truth. You have within you right now everything necessary to begin living an unstoppable life. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready, right now. The person sitting next to you has the same 24 hours you have. The person who seems to have all the advantages started with the same fundamental resources you possess: time, choice, and the ability to learn and grow. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not what you lack. It's what you're unwilling to do. Here's what I've learned after decades of studying success. The path to becoming unstoppable is not complicated, but it is difficult. It requires you to do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. It requires you to plant when others are playing, to study when others are sleeping, to persist when others are quitting. But here's the beautiful truth. Every day you choose to do what is hard, you become stronger. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build the muscle of success. Every moment you choose growth over stagnation, you move closer to becoming the person you're truly capable of becoming. The question is not whether you can become unstoppable. The question is whether you will. The path is available to everyone, but it will only be walked by those who choose to take the first step, and then the second, and then the third. Start today. Choose one thing that you know you should do, but haven't been doing because it's hard. Maybe it's reading for 30 minutes. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe it's saving money. Maybe it's learning a new skill. Whatever it is, do it today. Not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Remember, you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. The moment you decide to do what is hard, you begin the journey toward becoming unstoppable. The seeds you plant today will determine the harvest you reap tomorrow. The choices you make today will determine the life you live tomorrow. The person you become today will determine the opportunities you attract tomorrow. My friends, success is not a destination, it's a journey. And the journey begins with a single step down the hard path. The path that leads to everything you've ever wanted is available to you right now. The question is not whether you can walk it. The question is whether you will. The time for excuses is over. The time for action is now. The time to become unstoppable is today. Take the first step, the hard step, the step that will change everything. Your unstoppable life is waiting for you to claim it.